Jeff Woods, and welcome to the post-Atlanta edition of the NASCAR Fix. I purposefully waited about 24 hours to do this video, and the reason for that is everybody is buzzing, well, still buzzing about the Atlanta race, and I just wanted it to marinate for about 24 hours and just see if I still felt the same way as I did yesterday when the race ended. The answer is yes. What a freaking show. You can say a lot of things about Atlanta. You know, when the idea was first brought up by Marcus Smith and the plans were announced to basically turn this into a mini Daytona or Talladega, it was panned by pretty much everybody. And after the first couple of races, you thought, okay, this has a chance. This could be something, but you know, it was more about like just the newness of it that drew me to it. Well, this is the fifth race on the new Atlanta configuration, and you know, I know some people this may not be their kind of racing, but I was enthralled. I mean, I thought it was a great race to say the least, and that's not even including the finish. Of course, one of the most amazing finishes in NASCAR history, and that is not hyperbole. It's the third closest finish in NASCAR history, and certainly probably the best finish in NASCAR history on a mile-and-a-half oval. 3 cars, 3 wide for the win, and you needed review to know for sure who won that race. And of course, it was Daniel Suarez. We'll talk a little bit about him, a little more about him in a moment, but it was fantastic. You know, is it a little gimmicky? Probably. But I didn't care. This felt so much different than Daytona. And I'm not even sure if I know why I feel that way. Daytona is supposed to be a measuring stick of the team, the driver, and the car. And the Daytona 500 has just become more of the luck of the draw and whether or not you can survive an accident. I don't know if that's how your flagship race should be determined. So you carry that over into Atlanta, and it's very similar, but it's Atlanta. It's not one of your premier races. It's not one of the majors. It's not the Brickyard. It's not the Coca-Cola 600. It's Atlanta. So in a way, yeah, who cares if it's a little gimmicky? Except, you know, I thought the skill level of those drivers in that race was put on full display, and I thought it was remarkable. The move Austin Cindric made to go 4 wide at the tri-oval, and the fact that everyone survived and raced another lap, well, even more laps, but you know, they lived to race another day. It was incredible. I mean, it was compelling stuff, and I don't think it needs to get oversaturated. I think you're okay just doing this at Atlanta. You could maybe get away with doing it at Texas because, you know, Texas is just such a disaster. But Atlanta, you know, they hit a home run. Kudos to Marcus Smith. He took a lot of grief, took a lot of heat when he made this announcement, and now Atlanta has become a can't-miss race on the schedule. Daniel Suarez, he gets the win. He's in the playoffs, and already that could be worrisome for some drivers because Daniel Suarez was not in the playoffs last year, and he was one of those who was going to be on the fringe probably all season long. Well, now he's in. So I think that could spell some trouble for the guys who are off to a rough start. And there are several guys who you would not expect to be in that situation just 2 races in, but that's how it is. Brad Keselowski, dead last among all chartered drivers. He is 36th. Austin Dillon, he did not have a great 2023. Well, 2024 not starting out any better. He's 35th. Joey Logano, 33rd in points. You would think he'd have a chance to get a win, or he should get a win. You would want to say that about Keselowski as well, but he has not won since 2021. So he's got an uphill battle to climb. Tyler Reddick, 25th in points. Chase Briscoe, 22nd. Denny Hamlin, 19th. I don't know if Denny Hamlin has to worry. Probably 2 races with some stage points gets him, back on the right side. And, you have to think Hamlin's going to win a race, probably multiple races. But I don't think it's too early to start thinking about points, especially when you're in that kind of a hole. And if we start to see winners like a Daniel Suarez, guys who, are not those slam dunk winners like last year, he didn't win a race. If we see more of those earlier, or as the season progresses in the first, 10 races, it could get dicey for some of those guys in a hurry. Never too early to start thinking about points, especially when you get to the end of the year in that final race, and then you realize just how tight some of these point battles are. But, Atlanta, excellent race. Kudos to Marcus Smith. Kudos to NASCAR. And that was one hell of a finish. And that is something that I will enjoy watching over and over again for a while. But that's going to do it for this edition. We'll talk after Las Vegas. Be sure to like and hit that subscribe button if you like what you're seeing. For now, I'm Jeff Woods, and this has been NASCAR.